Hi, I'm Heidi Durner, and I'm excited to welcome you to your alcohol ink planter demonstration. It's going to be a fun project to work on if you've never worked with alcohol inks. Alcohol inks are a great way to just explore fluid art and just let go of kind of all expectations of perfect art, because the ink's going to do what it wants to do, and it doesn't always do what you want it to do. So it's a perfect way to kind of just let go, free yourself, put on some good music, and just have some fun. Now I'm going to give you kind of the description of everything that comes in your kit. You will have a fun little planter, perfect for planting succulents, putting a candle in, catch-all tray for your pens or whatever on your desk. Just, it's a great little vessel to hold just about anything. It does have a hole in the bottom for drainage, so it comes with this little bamboo tray, which is perfect to protect your surfaces. You also have your ink colors in these little droppers. We have a beautiful rainforest green and then this fantastic Baja blue, which is just a great bright blue color. This little bottle is your blending solution. So think of this as your water, like you would use for watercolors or acrylic painting. It's what's going to help you move your inks around. Inks work best on non-porous surfaces, so that's why the ceramic planter is just perfect, and this will help you get kind of just some really fun, cool effects with your ink. You also have a piece of Yupo paper. So Yupo paper is a synthetic paper because inks work best on non-porous surfaces, and so this is a great little, I included this just so you can kind of test out the inks. Play around with them before you actually put them on your planter. There's also a couple Q-tips. So these can be used just to clean up any, so just put a little bit of your solution on there and you can just clean up any marks maybe that you don't want, or use it, put even more solution on there and you can use it to almost like a paintbrush and use it to kind of move some of your inks around. So that's what's in your kit. And if you want to know more about alcohol ink supplies and recommendations on what you could purchase, how to seal your pieces, that kind of stuff, my website has a section on it called Ink 101, and there's links out to various ink kits, tools to get started. It's a pretty economical art form to get started in, but then once you get into it, you can get in deep. And there's so many options out there to paint. And as you can see behind me, I have some examples. Some of these are on canvas, which is a really fun way to use your inks. Others are on paper, wood, that kind of thing. So possibilities are endless. Let's get started. All right, now that I have my station set up, I recommend doing this on some sort of protected surface. I use puppy pads. Those work really great to soak up the inks. You could also use like a cookie sheet with paper towels lining it. Just to clean up that surface afterwards, you'll just want to take some of this blending solution and just wipe it down, or just any alcohol or antiseptic wipes, that kind of thing will just wipe down that surface nice and clean. I do recommend wearing some sort of protective covering over your clothes because ink does stain your clothes. If it gets on your hands, it's not a big deal. It'll come off after you wash your hair a few times, whatnot, but you can also use gloves, and because it does get a little bit messy. So what I want to show you first is just kind of how I would recommend testing out your inks. What I like to do is just put a little drop of the blending solution on my paper, and then just put a little dab. Just kind of swirl it around a little bit to see how it see what color variations you get out of it. The cool thing with inks is there's some really great undertones, and so you can kind of get some really neat colors that you might not have expected, and then to even see how they blend together. And so I'm going to use one of my Q-tips here and just kind of see get them to kind of blend together a little bit. And then just put a little bit more of that solution so the green goes down in that blue and vice versa. You can also just blow on it a little bit. But you can see how they just get this beautiful kind of variation in color. So I would recommend doing that first, just so you can kind of get a feel. You can also use a straw to blow it around. I I've used that. You can use a dust blower on the paper. You can also use a blow dryer if you're doing bigger pieces, that kind of thing. So there's lots of possibilities to get that ink moving, but it is really neat to see how the colors kind of flow together. So let's get started on the planter. So what I like to do first is lay down kind of whichever color I want to be kind of the most dominant color. And I just kind of do a ring around like that. And then I like to add just a little bit of my solution just to get it really flowing. And you can see you're already getting this really cool movement. And so then what I like to do is just add in a little bit of that other color. And you can see I want to get a little bit more movement up here. I want it to not kind of bunch up. I want to get some movement down here. And look at that. Like, it's just super fun, really fluid. Just keep turning it like this so you can see how that ink moves around. If you don't like those hard edges, you want a little bit softer. And then you can go in, oh, I want a little bit more blue. Let's add a little bit more of that blue in. And then you can see how it's just kind of, it's just a matter of spinning it. And like I said, you have to kind of go with the flow, because the ink, if you tip it too far this way, you're going to get it really close up on the lid there. See how that happens? So I just add some more of that solution to get that ink kind of moving downwards, because I didn't want that. And then I want to really make this side blue. And so add a little bit of that solution. I'm loving how the colors are mixing together. That blue-green, it's creating just this beautiful kind of tropical feeling of like the ocean meeting the forest. And so you just kind of keep doing this until you get it into a good spot that you really, really like. And see how this is coming up there. If you don't really like that, just add a little bit of solution to that. And it'll reactivate your inks and it'll just kind of move it around a little bit more. And then I'm loving what's happening here, which is really cool. You're getting kind of these cool lines. So I'm going to leave this spot because I'm going to show you what I would do just to clean it up a little bit after the fact. And you just keep spinning it around until it gets nice and dry. You can also blow on it. And that'll help get your inks kind of a little bit drier. And you also can get some really cool effects. It's just a really fun way to create something beautiful for your desk or your countertop. So now I'm at a good spot where it's pretty much dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to take that Q-tip. I'm going to put some solution on it. Then I'm not too keen on some of these harder edges here. So I'm just going to kind of go in, loosen them up like that. Not liking that blue streak there. So I'm going to go in and just kind of clean that up a little bit. And that's all there is to it. It's just a super fun way to just add some fantastic color to a otherwise plain little white piece. Another fun thing that you can do to add just something unexpected is put some solution on the bottom of your Q-tip and maybe just add a few dots here and there, like little bubbles. It's just a super fun way to add a little bit of dimension or unexpected texture to your piece, to personalize it even more, which is just, I love it. I love adding these little bubbles because they're just super fun and kind of quirky. All right, so that's your piece. If I would let these dry kind of overnight, just so they're nice and set. These will be, I wouldn't submerge it in water. You want to kind of keep it out of water. If you do want to seal this, it's not included in your kit, but there is a certain sealer that only is the only thing that you can really use for your top coat for or your first layer of protective sealant for alcohol ink, and it is called Kamar varnish. And the varnish is, you can find the information on this on my website. And what you would want to do is just wait until it's nice and dry, and then lightly spray. Give it just like a couple of very light sprays, and you want to make sure you wait till it's fully dry in between coats. But this will help to set and preserve your planter for forever, basically. And like I said, you can find links to this. You can buy it on Amazon, you can buy it at Dick Blick, and any art store carries this, and it's about $6. But this is, if you want to seal it and just give your planter even more added protection, this is the recommended first coat. And then after that, you can add pretty much any sealer to it, because then it is completely protected. The thing with other sealers, if you use that on the inks, it reacts with the alcohol ink, and it can leave like splotches, and just, it kind of destroys your beautiful piece that you just created. And that's your project. I just want to say thank you again for purchasing this kit and supporting a couple of small local businesses here in Minnesota. And I'm just really excited for you to explore the world of alcohol ink. And the fantastic part about this is you're going to have extra ink left over, and I guarantee you, you're going to want to go out and you're going to want to try to ink pretty much every white piece of ceramic that you have in your house. Just a couple of things if you're really excited to get into this and want to try more, I would highly recommend going out to my website, to that studio, our Ink 101, and that will give you a lot more information on just like my recommended kind of beginner ink kits, different links to purchase the sealers, different ways, different surfaces to paint on, and that kind of thing. So, and feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have questions about anything. I'd love to connect with you and just help kind of guide you on your alcohol ink journey. So thank you again for purchasing this kit, and just have fun. I'm so excited. And tag me on Instagram at Heidi Durner, and I'd love to see your finished products. Thank you. Bye.